One of Victoria's best-known philanthropists is back from Africa. Naz Rayani returned last night from a month-long trip to his home continent. He met old friends and new ones while touring projects he has tirelessly helped raise money for through the Aga Khan Foundation, Canada's World Partnership Walk. Naz brought along 8 Channel's Mary Beth Burton for part of his journey. Mary Beth joins us with the first in her series on Canadian aid in Africa. Mary Beth?
Eric, Naz Rayani is an impressive man. The Order of Canada recipient is the convener of Victoria's World Partnership Walk, a walk that raises money for the poorest people in Africa and Asia. Earlier this month, Naz invited me and 8 Channel senior videographer Todd Harmer to see firsthand how money from the walk and the Aga Khan Foundation is being spent. Next week, we'll show you those projects. But tonight, we profile the man who is in this community, truly understanding how partnering with the poor makes us all richer. In Swahili, Victoria pharmacist Naz Rayani tells children in Zanzibar they are beautiful. In his home country, Kenya, Naz enthusiastically claps for preschoolers at a Mombasa madrasa. It's been more than 30 years since Naz last visited his birthplace, and East Africa has certainly changed.
Seeing Christians and Muslims in the same school at this early age, it was just mind-blowing.
While much has changed, progress is slow in other areas. Through the Aga Khan Foundation Canada, Naz has been raising money that's helping the world's poor in schools, health clinics, farmers' fields, and in factories. Most people in sub-Sahara Africa are living on substantially less than $2 Canadian a day.
The only way to remain positive is by doing something for them. How do you eat an elephant? A bite at a time. And that's all we are doing.
Naz Rayani is the driving force behind Victoria's World Partnership Walk for the Aga Khan Foundation. Throughout our trip in East Africa, he proudly wears his Partnership Walk cap.
Walk is the outside expression, is the external expression of our deed.
Traveling with Naz in East Africa are his wife, his daughter who was born in Kenya but raised in Canada, and her new husband. Even on safari half a world away, Naz Rayani never gives up. In Africa, he's inviting everyone to come to the Victoria Walk. The chances of finding anyone in Masai Mara, where elephants and ostriches, water buffalo, and gazelle are more common than people, who might be willing or even financially able to come to Canada, is remote at best. Naz will nonetheless tell them all the walk goes the last Sunday in May. Like a protective lioness with her 2-week-old cubs, Naz has a nurturing passion for his cause.
There's the excitement, the passion that he's always got, and that we have a hard time understanding all the time.
To kind of understand what drives that passion and see some of these projects that he was able to see firsthand and kind of understand why he works so hard and why he's so engaged and so willing to get the community involved. That's really kind of another great part about what coming out here was for.
The family-centered 5-kilometer stroll from Beacon Hill Park to Clover Point is a small step in addressing the big needs of developing countries.
You know, he figures if he talks to 100 people, one will show up in Victoria for the walk, and that's worth it. That's a win, I think, for him, which is great.
Over lunch in Nairobi, Naz's closest friends from his village in Kisumu meet to reminisce.
The Ryanis had a coveted position because they sold bicycles, and every one of us youth wanted a bicycle.
Naz's friends are business leaders and community activists in Kenya. They are not surprised that Naz has earned the Order of Canada and professional success.
I've always known him to be proactive, always doing things, always organizing things, always concerned, and we're very proud that he has achieved what he has achieved.
As happy as these reunions are, Naz is also anxious to go home.
I miss Kenya, absolutely, but never have a second thought about having moved to Canada. Canada is home.
Leaving East Africa is easy. Taking the many stories home with him will be the challenge Naz Rayani is determined to meet head-on.
I think people can be motivated. They can see it, they can read about it. It doesn't matter who you support, as long as you give your resources, money or time or intellect, to the development of the third world.
Naz Rayani uses a blade to cut grass in Kenya, not because he has to anymore, but because he's never forgotten the hard work or those who are still struggling to make their way in the world. Our series, Canadian Aid in Africa, continues Monday. Education is vital to East Africans. The poor see it as the only way out for their children. But the lucky students face frightening elements in many inner-city schools. Thugs and drug dealers prey on them. We'll have that story Monday. We'll also look at healthcare, rural development, economic struggles, and the empowerment of women, which is becoming a major focus for this non-profit, non-denominational project. The major fundraising event, of course, that NAS loves to tell you about is the World Partnership Walk. It takes place in 9 Canadian cities, including Victoria and Vancouver. For more information or to register, there's a website set up. It's worldpartnershipwalk.com. And Eric, in our 6 o'clock news, Naz Rayani will be here with us.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to your reports next week. Thank you very much, Mary Beth.